Remember when you were a kid and how hard it was to wait for something like Christmas or vacation or your birthday? Waiting can be hard, but WKRG News 5's Drexel Gilbert says it may also be very important. Here's this week's Minute with Drexel.
Hey y'all, we are nearing the end of February and that means spring is just around the corner. You know, after that what I thought was a long and dreary winter, I am ready for spring to just hurry up and get here already. But we have to wait. Waiting is not my favorite. Is there something in your life that you're waiting for that seems to be taking forever? You know, we're always in such a hurry. We want meals that cook in minutes, instant cash, the fastest route, the quickest flight. But in my devotional time this week, I kept running into scriptures that showed a divine unwillingness to hurry. The Israelites wandered around in the desert for 40 years before finally getting to where they were going. Abraham and Sarah waited a really long time for their baby. Joseph waited for vindication. The prodigal son's dad waited for reconciliation, and in each case, the wait was worth it. I don't know what you're waiting for today, but I bet you're waiting for something. And I bet sometimes you feel like that Tom Petty lyric, "The waiting is the hardest part." Maybe. But thankfully, we have scriptures in Habakkuk and Isaiah and in the Psalms that teach us the value of the wait. Just like the trees of winter are slowly turning into something beautiful for spring, perhaps those things that we are waiting for in our life need this season to change and to grow and to become beautiful, as it says in Ecclesiastes, in His time. Hurry up and wait. It's not easy. And that's why I keep this quote on a door in my home. I see it every time I walk outside. It says, "We can be still, not because of who we are, but because of who God is." Hey, I can't wait to see you next Sunday. And that's your Minute with Drexel.
Thank you, Drexel. This segment and more can be found on our website, WKRG.com.